my name is Helen Demetriou, and today I'm going to talk about spirituality with sexuality. Sexuality with spirituality. Now I find that many people on the path, on a spiritual path, to do with the divine, to do with angels, for example, they believe that you have to be a certain way, that you have to be all roses and light, and that you no longer function as a human being, and that there are certain topics that are taboo, such as sexuality. Now the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's something that I've been thinking about for a long time. Now I'm very active on Facebook. I have a lot of clients on there, I have a lot of students, and I like to have a relationship with these people, and also the people that are on the same similar path to me that are into spirituality. Now there are many times when I discuss sexuality, I'm very, very open. I'm not a person that is afraid to discuss things such as sexuality. For me, it's a natural thing. Yet I find that for a lot of people on a certain spiritual path find that it's a taboo subject. And when I've been discussing serious things, even things where I joke about with my friends, my contacts on Facebook, I've had people email me or even leave messages on my wall saying, you're talking about this and you call yourself a spiritual person. Well, why, just because you're a spiritual person, shouldn't you be sexual? You know, shouldn't have to be a taboo subject. I find that people that take this path, whereby they get offended by someone being openly sexual, not in a derogatory way or a disgusting way, talking about sex, that they're very afraid of their own sexuality. They're basically sexually constipated, for lack of a better word. I find that people that get offended by women in particular who are very open about their sexual beliefs, they become afraid, very offended by what they say, and this is because they're afraid of their own sexuality, and they haven't discovered their own sexuality. Now, sexuality is very important. Sex is very important to us. Okay, I'm not saying if you've made a vow of celibacy, that is completely up to you. I'm talking about those that get offended by somebody that talks openly about sex. Sex is a natural thing, as we all know, otherwise we wouldn't be here today. And everyone has their own preferences, everybody has their own likes or dislikes, but you have to understand that I received so many emails from men and women who ask me for guidance relating to sexual issues. So it's something that I'm going to bring up frequently. Number one, because it's something I enjoy discussing. Number two is because it's something that I feel others will benefit regarding the emails that I receive for guidance, and subjects that has been discussed with my students, or subjects that I've been discussing with my clients. It's something that comes up a lot. It's on our minds a lot. It's not something that we have to be afraid about. When we're afraid of our own sexuality, we cannot continue on any path, because it means that we have blockages. Now, sexuality in spirituality goes hand in hand as far as I'm concerned. There is nothing more powerful than an orgasm, and I'm not afraid or embarrassed or ashamed to say the word orgasm. The thing is, you know, when we relate to the chakras, for example, and you get people that come to me and they say to me, I'm married, I have no sexual drive, I don't feel like having sex, what do I do? And then when I scan their body, I scan the chakras, I see that they have a blocked root or sacral chakra. You can go for a woman or a man that say to me, I can't stop thinking about sex, I want sex all the time, more than normal. I mean, for me, I would say to somebody, you know, well, look, you know, what is wrong with wanting sex? But if somebody is thinking about it all the time, as a scanning of their chakras, even without scanning, I know that they have an overactive root and sacral chakra. So basically, sexuality is a big part of spirituality, because it is a part of who we are. It is a part of creation. You know, you don't have animals and then you watch them mating and having babies and then say, well, you can't talk about human sexuality. And I think that For women, it is something that has been drummed into us from an early age. Me, for example, as a young girl growing up, I was always taught that, you know, girls that have sex before marriage are tramps, basically. You're damaged goods. If you get married and your husband and you're not a virgin, then you brought shame to your family. It's shameful for a girl to have different boyfriends or have different sexual partners. So this is something that I had to work on and something that I had to release. Yes, I have my own morals and ethics according to me, but it doesn't mean that I judge others by what I believe to be right for me. Everybody's completely different, and I believe that a lot of women, because it is the majority is women that have these, you know, make these slight comments, are the ones that have grown up constipated, sexual, and I know it sounds, you know, not a very nice way, but that's it basically. I mean, if something is not flowing, then it's not productive. It's blocking you in other ways. And when people are afraid of something and someone comes out, oh, the sun's shining in my face, somebody is open and comes out with sexual things, they get afraid of it and they think that they're offended, and they think that it's inappropriate for a spiritual person to be sexual, and that is completely wrong. As we know, for centuries people use sexual rites to bring fertility to the land. You know, sex is life. I mean, life is sex. Without sex, there is no life. And if somebody wants to talk about it, it is up to them, completely up to them. Now, the thing is, you know, I wonder myself how I would be if I didn't go on the spiritual path. I probably would be sexually constipated too. But at the same time, it's because of my spirituality, it is because of the liberation I've received from spirituality that I can openly talk about sex. Because if you're being asked about it on a daily basis, to me, there's nothing wrong in talking about something so natural. I find that men, if a woman talks openly about sexuality, either she wants it, she's advertising for it, or she's a tramp. You know, that is, I'm not saying all men, I'm saying a lot of men believe that a woman, even if she's a married woman and she talks openly about sexuality, either she's looking for an affair, she's loose, she's not satisfied by her husband, and the list goes on. So it just shows that society plays a big part in how we are, in our sexual orientation, in our confidence regarding sex. And as we know, that is completely wrong. It's wrong for another to oppress another's sexuality or their freedom of speech to talk about sex. So basically, those that find that everyone should be a certain way, you know, I'm sorry, I am a spiritual person, but you're not going to find me walking around in robes and humming or singing kumbayas, or, you know, chanting the day and night, or talking about, oh, the roses and infinite love and, you know, whatever. No, because I'm a human being. I'm a human being for a reason. I'm not here as just spirit. I'm here as a physical body, and I want to honor all that I am as a human being. Just because somebody is spiritual, it doesn't mean that they have to be a certain way. Yes, they have to be patient, forgiving, more tolerant of others. And the sun is really shining here on my face. But it doesn't mean that you have to stop breathing. And I have a lot of people that come to me and say to me, you know what? And I'm not saying this because I'm not big-headed, or I'm not saying this to make myself out to be something special. I mean, everyone's special. I'm not saying that I'm something so fantastic, you know, but I have so many people that say to me, you know what, Helen, I really like the way you teach. I like the example you set. You're spiritual, but you're not so full of yourself. You don't speak in words that people can't understand just to make yourself look like this guru or this ascended master here on earth. And I completely agree with you. I'm not going to start spitting out quotes of Gandhi and Buddha day and night just to make myself look or appear like a spiritual person. I'm going to show you exactly who I am. And that includes being honest and open about sex, because I find that this is the question that I'm asked about many times in secret by men and women. And if I believe that if I'm open about a certain thing, I know that it's going to help others. Why else would I do it? I don't do anything that is not going to bring healing or learning or teaching to other people. So the majority of the things I talk about isn't things to help other people. So my message is, please do not be afraid of your own sexuality. And if you're offended by what people say about sexuality, you need to go deep into your past, into your soul, to unblock whatever it is that's making you offended by the people. People don't make you offended. It is a choice to be offended. It is a choice to be spiritually constipated, because it means you're not working on yourself. There is something not right that you need to work on. If what someone else says, their freedom of expression, if it's to do with sexuality, to do with art, whatever it is, and that offends you, there is something going on with you. Being a spiritual person doesn't mean that you have to be sexually constipated. It doesn't mean that you have to shove everything in a closet as if it's dirty, because sex is not dirty. It is a beautiful thing. It is a way of honouring our bodies and pleasuring ourselves in a way that brings enlightenment, happiness. And whenever you orgasm, you're sending beautiful healing energy out into the cosmos, out into the universe. There is nothing more powerful than an orgasm. So thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.